All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you, believers out there, the Aki and Wa'akwa. Now I want to start off with Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 24, verse 4. It said, I dwell in the high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compass the circuit of heaven, and walk in the bottom of the deep, in the ways of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. All right. And this lesson is going into wisdom. So you see right here in verse 8, where wisdom was commanded to rest in Jacob and have its inheritance in Israel. And that's pretty powerful right there. Verse 9 say, He created me from the beginning before the world, and I shall never fail. Yeah, this wisdom. The wisdom that Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, give us. We have the pleasure of partaking in. It will never fail as long as we obey it. Verse 10, In the holy tabernacle I served before him, and so was I established in Zion, right? When we had the law, statutes, and commandments given to us. That's one thing when we go into basically the practicality of the kingdom, what's really going to put us on high and keep us on high is us performing and enforcing and showing by actions the laws, statutes, and commandments that was given to us. And let's go there. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, starting at verse 5. It says, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. And keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, right? So in the sight of the other nations, which wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandments, which is not going to be set on high in the kingdom. This is our knowledge this is our wisdom and understanding, meaning in the sight of the nations, this is something that's going to wow them. This is something that's going to make them say, wow, look at this people. Let's continue on, verse 6. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. See? And the reason why the nations now look at us as scum is because we're not upholding these statutes and commandments, which will make us look like a wise and understanding people. We transgressed. So that's why we were at the bottom. That's why we were given into the hands of our enemies. That's why we was given unto death. But see, in the kingdom, under the new covenant, it won't be no death amongst Israel, because it won't be no sins, because the laws will be in our inward parts. Okay? Matter of fact, let's pause this and let me get that. All right. That's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. It says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. See, we broke it. That's why we in the position we in now. All right, the position of not looking like a wise and understanding people. Even though we have all this talent, you know, and people can tell like it's something about us. We still the scum. The other nations still look at us as nobodies, and they don't want to be around us because of that covenant that we broke. Which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, said the Lord. See, the Lord likens Israel to a beautiful woman. All right, verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts, meaning it's going to be in us to be righteous, and right in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. See, and this is what's going to set us on high. The practicality in the kingdom, one of the practical things in the kingdom is we're going to be keeping the laws perfectly. So we're going to be a wise and understanding people. All of us going to know it. All of Israel going to be put on game, as they say, on the laws. All of Israel going to enforce the laws on these heathens. See? So now let's go back to Deuteronomy 4. We left off at verse 6. In verse 7, it says, for what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them, right? And these nations is going to know, like, man, these are the Israelites, and the Lord is with them. The Lord is with them. Matter of fact, you know what? Because it did say, for what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them? All right, let me get something. Let me pause that and get what's that? I think that's Psalms. Scripture just came to mind. Let me see if it's Psalms 26 or 126. Bear with me 1 second. All right, something just came to my brain. Yep, the Wadi Yahavashim Yahushua. All right, Psalms 126 and verse 1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. See? So, what it's saying is, look, when the Lord take us out of this captivity, it's gonna be like we dreaming, man. Verse 2, then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord have done great things for them. See? Then said they among the heathen, the Lord have done great things for them. See? And why is that? Because in the kingdom, we're going to be keeping those laws. We're going to be a wise and great people. We're going to be a royal, a noble people again, just how the Lord made us. All right, let's go back to Deuteronomy and finish it out. Deuteronomy 4, we paused on verse 7. So Deuteronomy 4 and 7, for what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh to them? See, that's why I got that Psalms 126 where the heathen said, the Lord done great things to them, for them. As the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for, verse 8. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? See, so in the sight of the nations, we're going to be noble, man. We going to be a noble and royal people, and nothing's going to stop us. And we never going to fall back down to these pits that we fell down in today. So now let's go back to Ecclesiastes 24, and we ended on verse, what was that? We ended on verse 10. So now I want to go to Ecclesiastes 24 and verse 11. All right. It says, likewise, in the beloved city, he gave me rest, and in Jerusalem was my power. And that's speaking of the wisdom. Okay. Verse 12, and I took root in the honorable people, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance. See? And that's speaking of who? Israel, man. But wisdom took root in the honorable people. When we was given out them laws, statutes, and commandments, that was the wisdom from on high, telling us how to run things, how to govern a nation, how to govern a nation on all angles. That's why the law covers everything. Everything. It covers how we do our money, how we help the poor, for killing, stealing, everything. It covers marriages. It covers all facets. That was the wisdom on high, and us upholding that type of wisdom. It goes back to what Deuteronomy 4, where in the sight of the nations, they like, wow, this is a righteous and wise people. Again, that's why since we transgressed, we looked at as unwise niggas. You know, our women is looked at as whores. See? So now from there, I do want to get Jeremiah, because it said I took root in the honorable people. Jeremiah 2:21, it says, yet I had planted thee a noble vine. See, the Lord planted us a noble vine, cleaning us up, getting us out of captivity, giving us them laws, statutes, and commandments, putting us on high. Continuing on, holy a right seed, how then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? And that's where we are right now. 2/3 are our people. The 2/3 ain't gonna return back to that nobility on this side, or trying the best of their ability to be noble. Now in the kingdom, we all gonna be noble. Again, that's gonna be the new covenant. But right now, only the hopeful elect, which the elect is among the elect, you should say, all right, is gonna return and clean up and be that noble vine, and won't be that strange vine unto the Lord. But everybody else, the 2/3 and these rest of these heathen nations, they a strange vine, of course. But again, it said in Ecclesiastes 24 in verse 12, it says, I took root in the honorable people, which is Israel. See, this wisdom, man, took root. Now let's go from here, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Because one thing with this wisdom, it cleans you up and makes you an honorable people. And this wisdom is going to bring us to the kingdom. And this wisdom, we already have a part of the kingdom. Understanding these scriptures in its purest form, we already got a part of the kingdom. We already nobility compared to the rest of our people. So wisdom, and not in a sense of thinking we better than anybody, but just, doing the best that we can, returning, cleaning up that inner man and woman, returning back. So Wisdom of Solomon 7, starting in verse 7, it says, wherefore I pray, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. And this is Solomon, King Solomon. Who was King Solomon? Yahushua, man. But King Solomon was who? The wisest of them all. The wisest of them all, the wisest king to ever live was King Solomon. He said, I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came upon me. I want to jump down to verse 11, where it says, all good things together came to me with her, and the innumerable riches in her hands. And that her is what? Wisdom. Because wisdom, it nourishes you like a woman. Okay? And you have to treat it like your woman. Okay? You can't treat her like a side piece, or she a flea. So again, verse 11, all good things together came to me with her, and an innumerable riches in her hands. Okay? Now I want to go to Wisdom of Solomon 6, starting at verse 20. What do it say? Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. So this wisdom is going to bring us closer to the kingdom. Now ultimately it's all predestined. But hey, I would say this is a great start right here. At least we have a chance. Verse 21, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore. Because, being a part of that elect, and especially the 144K, you going to have a crown that nobody's going to snatch. Never. You're going to be the first fruits. You're going to be on the highest of high. Now, being on the elect is going to be high. But being the 144K is going to be the highest of highs. Okay? Because you're going to really be able to sit at Yahweh's table, man. For real, for real. So, if your delight be in them thrones and them scepters, meaning rulership, okay, because that represents rulership, okay, then what? Honor, wisdom. So, I just wanted to bring this out. Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.